Imagine a social network built for you, not for profit. Imagen Network puts control back in your hands, combining AI-driven personalization with blockchain-backed ownership. Your data, your content, your rules. Create stunning content, build genuine connections, and monetize your work, all in a decentralized, transparent platform where privacy is prioritized. Ready to experience social networking reimagined? Join Imagen.network today and take control of your digital world. Imagen Network, empowering connections, redefining ownership.
Click the link at the top line of the descriptions to get the app now.
All right. Y'all may have, you may not have heard about 50 Cent making an announcement that he now fully owns the Paid in Full series, and that he's going to be doing a whole little series on it right now, along with Cameron, who's going to be the executive producer. Now, this news right here pissed off Dame Dash, because at one point, this was Dame Dash's, one of his franchises, you know, that he owned. Shout out to 50, shout out to Cameron. I think what you see now is just examples of good business and bad business deals, right? So I'm going to get to that. I'm going to talk about this, though. I'll get back to this on the back end of it. But let's talk about this, because Charlamagne, DJ Envy, they were discussing this, and they were discussing Dame Dash's bankruptcy. They were throwing some mean shots at Dame. Let's listen to it.
Series. He announced yesterday that he says, I now have the rights to Paid in Full. I'm developing it into a premium TV show. If you like Godfather of Harlem, you're going to love this. Cam set to executive produce alongside me. If you want in, get Adam. I'm out of the country.
Classic movie. I wonder how they turned that into a TV show, though.
You could just do that whole era, because that whole era is interesting.
So it'd be like a prequel before Paid in Full, kind of?
Well, it could be a prequel, then it could go into Paid in Full, but just break it down a little more. You know what I mean? All those scenes that you break down, you know?
Yeah, it could also go after, too. There's so many ways you could tell that story.
How do you go after? One of them got killed. One of them went to jail.
Well, Paid in Full is bigger than them. It's a whole era. So after them, I'm sure there were other people.
So it's about the era, is what you said.
Yeah, I think it's about the era. I think so.
Yes, so Cameron reposted 50 as well. He said, so we've been talking about this for a few months now, and it's almost time. Thanks 50 Cent for the opportunity. We're going to burn it down. Listen, if you got to get anybody involved, you get 50. But y'all know, Dame Dash, or if you guys don't remember, a few years ago, it was back in 2021, Page 6 did an article because Dame Dash had been talking a lot about the fact that he was writing a sequel to Paid in Full. And he had talked about finally not having writer's block and wanting to bring it to the screen the right way. And at that time, Kim had also mentioned he was open to it and that there were some conversations as well.
This is true. We reported on this. But what happens next is wild. Let's listen.
So Dame Dash, yesterday when all this news and people were celebrating and reposting and posting Cam, Dame Dash posted a video in response. Let's take a listen to Dame Dash.
Cam just made a post, major announcement. I want to congratulate him for making 50 his new boss. So congratulations, Cam. 50 is now your new boss, and you're proud of it. Congratulations, my.
So question, I know Dame will hear this, so I'm asking, if 50 has the rights now, who had the rights before? I'm assuming it was Dame Dash who had the rights before. So did he lose control of the rights because of his Chapter 7 bankruptcy filing? Because, you have to surrender, key rights to satisfy creditors. Is that what happened in this situation?
I did ask Dame, what happened from that time until now, but I have not heard back on that yet. So I have an answer to that soon.
I'm just trying to figure out, how did he lose?
How did he own it?
How did he lose the rights to Paid in Full, or did he even own the rights to Paid in Full? Because I just want to know the business. Like, Dame is always teaching the business. He's always teaching about ownership and being a boss. So I just want to know, how did 50 end up getting the rights? Because I thought Dame had the rights. I would assume. I don't know.
But are we still talking about this boss conversation? Is that a conversation that we're still having? That's the first thing he said. 50 Cent is his boss, and 50 said that's his partner on it. He's EPing with him, so I guess they're partners. But I hate this boss conversation, because I hate the fact that people be like, I don't need no boss. I don't want no boss. Well, sometimes not having a boss will lead you into foreclosure and only having assets that lead up to $2,400.
Damn.
Like, you can't keep having this boss conversation without having a real conversation about entrepreneurship and what you need to do as an entrepreneur. We can't keep having these conversations.
Dan posted that old clip of him getting at you on Breakfast Club.
I ain't see that in a long time.
Got you a little hot this morning, huh?
Nah, that clip is amazing. That clip is amazing. If you see what happens within 10 years and then you look at that clip, you be like,
oh man,
somebody made a bad decision.
Well, I will.
Dame should be happy that the rights to Paid in Full went to another black man. And he should be happy that black man decided to make another black man the executive producer of the film. Not to mention Cam was a star of the original film. That sounds like good black business to me.
Yeah.
Oh, that's diabolical. That's diabolical the way they did that. They threw each other an alley, slam dunked it between the legs, and all of that. That's the synergy and chemistry, them being together. That's their way of beating them up, I should say, for lack of a better word, or 2P, bang, bang. But nevertheless, I think DJ Envy said some key things. He said, we need to have a real conversation about entrepreneurship. And Charlamagne said a key thing too. Like we need to ask about what happened. And these are the same thing me and Sam Ant was saying. It's okay to lose. It's okay, to take losses, bosses take losses and all of that. But let's talk about how we get here. And let's talk about the irresponsibility. See, we can't sit up here and say the powers that be did this and they hating on Dame and Jay-Z this. Jay-Z ain't got nothing to do with this shit. The powers that be ain't got nothing to do with this shit, bro. This is just bad money management, right? And someone who at a point in time, several times, were irresponsible. This is what this is. Let's call a spade a spade. And the person who messed up a lot of good relationships. And one thing, having this conversation about entrepreneurship, you understand that it's about cultivating, maintaining, and cherishing, right, these good relationships. Now, man, all this 4 or 5 years ago, he was on top of the world, shooting at Envy, talking about he's your boss and boss. But Envy was like, look, I don't got to do this, bro. I do it just like an extra bag for me. I got the real estate, which, whatever, we know what that, right? But you got the car things, the DJing, amongst other things that he's doing. So this is just, a hobby. I get up and do this for 4 or 5 hours a day, but no matter what, no matter whether you have a boss or you're making money, because some people make 6 figures, some people are millionaires working for somebody. They don't care if they got a boss. It's about how you manage your money and what you do with it. And it's about being responsible with it. I think this is what we need to tell the people and not walking around with this bravado. Bosses take losses and it's everybody else's fault. And how come they ain't helping me? The woe is me. This person's your boss. Congratulations. You're happy about it. Because last time I checked, that Chapter 7 bankruptcy trustee is going to end up being your boss. This is somebody now you have to answer to. They're going to take control of your finances, take control of your assets like a boss would, divvy them up, and pay people. That's a bigger boss than somebody going to a radio station and make millions of dollars on a radio 4, 5, 6 hours a day. And then another thing he said was, he talked about 10 years. Like, let's see what happened in 10 years. This is the ultimate measure. Nobody can defend this shit, bro. The lawsuits is one thing. Maybe 1 or 2 of them was frivolous. But one, he was caught stealing somebody's copyrights. The other is not paying taxes. The other is child support, which is, to me, is the most egregious. And then there's other things mixed in there, lawsuits and this and that, $25 million. That reeks of irresponsibility and bad business. Let's just keep it a bean. You're fighting with all these people. You're fighting with all these guys you came up with. Now Memphis Bleak is got Cameron on his podcast now. Great move, chess move. But you're fighting with everybody. You're going at Kevin Hart. You're going at this person. You're attacking Jay-Z. Cameron's this person's that. Everybody this and everybody that. Irv Gotti. But everybody got the same story about you, bro. Everybody got it. So it's like, what's the common denominator here? So the Breakfast Club and Charlamagne, you know, we don't always agree, man. We shoot it from the hip. But the common denominator and the Breakfast Club, excuse me, and Envy have every right. They really went light on him. They got every right to drag my man through the mud and have this conversation. And they should have had a conversation. I think it'd be epic. I think it goes to 1 million in a day. Let's talk about what happened. So we could talk about what happened without somebody saying, oh, this is chatty patty shit. You shouldn't be worried about another man's finances. That's bullshit. This is public record for people to talk about. If you didn't want people worried about your finances, you would have kept shit in order. So let's have that conversation and tell people and show people what you're supposed to be doing as an entrepreneur. Who are you gonna listen to? Envy, Charlamagne? Or are you gonna listen to somebody who's bankrupt? Not that he can't tell you something. I'll never say that Dame can't. Obviously, he got mad knowledge, bro. Probably more knowledge than any of us. But you can't negate the fact that he made some horrible, irresponsible mistakes in all of this shit. You cannot deny that. You cannot deny that he effed up some relationships with key people. More important, probably one of the most important things in business is the relationships that you have with people, with your vendors, with your customers, right? With your customers. And even and real entrepreneurs know that you're never really the boss. Your customer's the boss. They determine what you do. You listening to them. I don't like this. All right, boss. The customer's always right. You listen and you discertain what's going on and how you change this to satisfy them. So let's have this conversation, like DJ Envy saying, about it and talk about, okay, well, we went wrong. Or I went wrong here. I wasn't paying my taxes. I got these lawsuits. I didn't have the proper insurances and protection in place. You know, that's fine. Talk about it. Because if you had the proper insurances and protection in places, you would have been covered from any type of lawsuit that would have came. If you were responsible enough, you would have paid your taxes and shit like that. You would have put the money to the side. Remember, he told me he used to pop tags all the time. You don't wear nothing new, nothing twice. Pop. You feel what I'm saying? So it shows a pattern of irresponsibility. What's the excuse on the child support? Well, I was paying for them anyway. Well, then keep the fucking receipts and take it to court and say, look, I paid them anyway. How do we let that pile up? All these other different lawsuits. What about the copyright lawsuit? When you're trying to take somebody's shit like it's theirs. What about Irv Gotti accusing you of trying to take the money that he had and try to do your own thing with it? What about Beanie Siegel and the rights to this and selling the rights to that? And what about Jay-Z not wanting to do business? You stealing Jay-Z's women, and Jay-Z, you wasn't paying your day roll, so I had to, part ways like Ben and J-Lo. Too much flossing, too much saying, raw saying. What? Come on, bro. These are the real conversations that need to be had. People don't like this shit, but this is the real shit. You don't fuck up good relationships. You got billionaires, millionaires that you came in contact with, that you helped get to a point, but they don't fuck with you. They're not your friend anymore because of something that went wrong in your relationship. But that's my thoughts on it. Let me know what y'all think in the comment section. I'm all wrapped out on it, man. Hey, say what you want. Call them what you want. I don't give a goddamn. Just hit the thumbs up on the video or hit the thumbs down on the video. I don't care. That's my thoughts. That's how I feel. Take it or leave it. Peace.